Good morning, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Thanks so much for dropping by. Living like a Filipino. Isn't that a question? Wow. We've gotten a lot of shit about that lately. And hey, you know something? I think we should reply to it. So let's talk about it.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay, now, I really thought hard about how to do this video. It took a little bit of time and effort to try and make sure it wasn't misrepresented. So I'm going to be very careful about what I say. Living like a Filipino. Wow. We got accused of that we don't know what it's like to be living like a Filipino, that our lifestyle isn't like a Filipino. Okay. So let's take a little deeper look at that. What is the culture of the Philippines? And we're going to say all of this and bring it right back to that. And then we're going to tell you exactly why we do certainly live a Filipino lifestyle. And I don't give a shit what your argument is. If you don't think so, then let's set up a time. In fact, we'll be having a live stream our Saturday morning coming up at 9 a.m., 9 p.m. Eastern, Friday. And cam up and speak your piece and try and argue and debate. Mature argument and debate, discussion about why you think we don't. Okay, let's go into a couple of very simple basics. What has been across the dinner table in our home this week? Let's see. Chicken adobo, chicken head, chicken feet, dry fish. Those are definitely not Western. Oh, chicken intestine, pork on a stick. These are foods that you will get anywhere in the Philippines, both within the cities and the provinces. Okay? That's about as Filipino as it gets, or certainly you could say it's Asian as it can get. Let's take a look at it from a different perspective. All right. What have we done that's different? Well, I can tell you this. When we go to the mall, when we go to SM, when we go to Marquee Mall, when we go to some of the lesser malls like Robinson's, all right, I can tell you right now, Filipinos far, far outnumber, at least 20 to 1, the number of Westerners there. For every Westerner we see at the mall, we can point out 20 Filipinos. So we're shopping like Filipinos. We're eating like Filipinos. We're doing a couple of different things, aren't we? But we don't live that Filipino lifestyle. Okay. Oh, you live in that ivory tower, and that's not how Filipinos live. Well, I got news for you. On our floor, the only other full-time resident is a Filipino family. And we get Filipino families that rent units here all the time. Gee, is that Filipino? Just because some foreigners want to live a very simplistic lifestyle doesn't make them any more or less Filipino. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. How much do we spend? What is our budget? You know, uh, I got to tell you, does it matter? Is it really a factor? Let's. I guess we should look at that. We should take a deep dive into that. And you know what? There's a million budget videos. We're not going to bore you with that part of the stuff. We're not going to tell you what we spend on electricity. We're going to tell you this. We have a home here in Angeles. All right. The condo, it's 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, which you see right now. It's a spare bedroom office. We have a full home on property that we own in Mindanao as well. We go back and forth. Now, we don't spend months on end in Mindanao because, frankly, there's just not enough people to keep me busy. I don't have hobbies there, and there are nothing, it's not our total cup of tea. But then again, there are a lot of Filipinos that don't live in the province. All right. A full almost 18% of the population of the Philippines lives in the NCR, the National Capital Region. That is not the province, my friends. But there's nothing wrong, don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with living in the province. Nothing wrong with having a simpler lifestyle. Nothing. We don't condemn that in any way, shape, or means. All right? You don't have to spend a lot of money in either direction, I don't think. You can live however it is you want to live in practically any place, as long as you can accept the limitations. If you can do that, you're golden. But, are you living like a Filipino? Well, I will tell you this. Living like a Filipino, what is the real onset of this is it's not culturally, we're not culturally absorbing the Filipino community, the Filipino culture. I got to tell you something. For those of you that want to debate this, I'm happy to do so. But the Filipino culture is changing. In the past generation, it has changed dramatically. I'm not going to get into what changes there are. You can see them yourselves. What I am going to get into is there are parts of the culture that have not changed. And that part of the culture is the family unit. The family unit and how they care for each other and take care of each other and give each other. That has not changed. Well, let's take a look at this. All right. Arlen assists and or supports her entire family. Isn't that living like a Filipino? Isn't that part of the Filipino culture? In fact, isn't that the basis of the Filipino culture? I can't think of anything more important to the Filipino culture than that. I certainly cannot. We have a friend, quite frankly, that spends probably close to $150,000 a month supporting Filipino families, his wife's side of the family. He's kids in college, kids in high school getting ready for college, multiple homes. Our budget isn't that big, or we don't have that much to support. But do we, just like in America, where you can be one mechanical breakdown on your vehicle, or one doctor's visit, or medical incident away from being broke, Arlen's family is the same way. Even though they live off the land, so to speak, Okay, Arlene's father's a fisherman, a rice farmer, and odd jobs. And he works all the time. But one incident like that amongst a niece, a nephew, a sister, a brother can be horrifying. We take care of those. We are part of that Philippine culture and we don't disavow it. All right. The culture of the Philippines is changing. All right. People want to leave a legacy. All right. Even John, the British expat, he's actually said it himself, and it's obvious he's leaving a legacy for his family. All right. His partner and her children. He's leaving a legacy. Well, maybe we're leaving a legacy too. You have no idea what our charitable giving is. You have no idea what our support is. And it doesn't matter. A peso, 10 pesos, 50 pesos, a million pesos. It wouldn't matter. It's not a matter of how much. It's a matter of the effort, the giving. No, I think we live a very Filipino lifestyle. Take a look at the skyline of Manila. You know how many Filipinos are living in those ivory towers? You think that there's not a crapload of them? Do you think that they're not building a better future for their descendants as a legacy? That they're not doing something for them? I disagree. I totally disagree. Um, you know, we were accused of bringing America to the Philippines. We didn't bring America to the Philippines. I didn't bring, or Arlen and I, or expats in general, didn't bring McDonald's. We didn't bring Kenny Rogers, TGI Fridays, Texas Roadhouse, Chili's. We didn't bring all of those places. But when you go to them here, I don't know, I guess if you went to other places, it would be different. But if you go to those places here, 90% of the people are Filipinos. 90% of those customers are Filipinos. Gee, to say that we don't live in a Filipino culture, that we are not representative of it, I totally disagree. We are a microcosm when it comes to who and what we are. Take a look at, I'm not going to name names, senators, government officials, mayors, governors, all right? Take a look. You can Google their homes. Take a look at Pacquiao's house. Is that a Filipino house? He's Filipino, isn't he? His family lives in it, don't they? All right? Don't give me that bullshit. All right? Just because you're going after clicks and trying to do stuff. Look, more power to you for living full time in the province. We have friends that live full time in the province, and they are excellent people. Excellent. And they aren't living the life of their choice and their dream, and it makes them happy. We have friends that live in the big city, and they are the same exact way. Nah, I don't buy that bullshit, folks. I really and truly don't. What I do buy is the fact that we inject, just like every Filipino that's an OFW injects a tremendous amount of financial resources into the Philippine community. And it gets spread around amongst many because it's a cultural issue. Yeah, the culture of the Philippines is family. It's helping. I've seen Filipino families giving when they had nothing to give, but they shared it no matter what. That is the Filipino culture. And though it's changing, it's being modified, it's doing this, it's doing that. Arguments can be made either way. My point now is simply this. If you want to debate this, you know when the next live stream is, let's do it. Otherwise, we really appreciate you being here. Thanks, and have a great day. And hey, try and subscribe and hit that thumbs up if you have a chance. Take care.